like because it's so simple. So we are going to count our breaths, and this is going to be at your own pace, but I will just give you sort of a demo of what it might sound like in your own minds. Our hands are going to be on the low belly. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes, please feel free. If not, then a soft gaze that isn't looking around the room, steady gaze at something not moving. So as we inhale, we're going to count our in-breath, probably around 4 to 6 counts. And then as we exhale, we're going to try to match the same amount of time exhaling, right? So we're trying to create this samavritti, it's equal parts breath for both the inhale and the exhale. So before we start, we're going to take a few clearing breaths. So big inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, exhale. 2 more times. Last one. So we're going to let the breath settle for a moment. Nice tall through the spine, relaxed through shoulders and face. Seal your lips, soften your jaw. And then we'll begin our pranayama, our breathing practice here. So counting your in-breath, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue counting on your own. Next few breath cycles, see if you can add 1 or 2 seconds to your exhale. So your exhale will become a little longer than your inhale. On your exhalation, returning to neutral breath. Allow the eyes to flutter open, arriving back into your space. On your inhalation, arms reach high over the head, reach up, look up, head goes back. Exhale, hands come through the heart, dropping chin to chest. And again, inhale, big sweeping arms over the head. Exhale, press palms together through the heart, chin to chest. One more time. Good, interlacing the fingers, some waves for the wrists. Welcome. Happy everyone's getting here safely this morning. Change directions. Keeping the fingers interlaced, reach them out in front of you, and then up and over the head. And let the head hang back if that feels okay for your neck. And just keep reaching, reaching, reaching. Thinking of lengthening out the torso. And when your exhale comes, reach out in front of you, tuck the tail around the upper back, chin to chest, and keep this reaching out in front towards the mirrors, pressing the palms away. Let the head be heavy, pelvic tilting, rounding, sort of doming out through the back, and breathe. Good. This will become a flow. On the inhalation, reach over the head. On the exhalation, reach forward. 3 more times. Good. This time, as you reach up, keep your reach and take your right wrist and bring yourself into a little lateral bend. Try to stay anchored down through the right sit bone as you pull yourself over, creating some space in the side of the body. The inhale brings you up through center, and the exhale brings you to second side. So shifting the weight slightly left so that you can really feel anchored down, like you're not going to tip over. The inhale brings both arms high, release the grip, exhale, twist to the right. Yeah, keeping the spine really tall. So if you feel like you have to lean back to find the ground, don't find the ground, just find your body. So maybe the backhand comes to your low back. So you can keep the spine perpendicular to the floor. Inhalation here, as you exhale, slowly come through center, changing sides. Shoulders relax, tall through the spine, including the neck. Jaw is unclenched, face muscles are soft. One more inhale here, and the exhale brings you to center, and we'll come into our tabletop from here. Okay, so hands are under the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to do some reverse cat and cow here. So the inhale, we'll tuck the pelvis under, pressing the floor away. Exhale to extend the spine, gaze is high, belly drop. Continue using your own breath. One more full inhale and exhale, and then we'll meet in neutral spine. Good. Coming into neutral, your neutral is somewhere in between that flexion and extension. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, sit the hips towards the heels. Inhale to return to your table. This is our little rocking flow using the breath. Your forehead doesn't need to come down. We're not in a full child's pose. Think about it more just as a deep flexion for your hips and your knees. Good. Coming back to table, stay. And then we're coming into bird dog. So on the inhalation, opposite arm and leg will reach out, stretching long. Exhale to bring the elbow and knee together, maybe even touching underneath you. Inhale, stretch out. Exhale, contracting in. Good. Continue with your breath rhythm. Imagining those full exhales and complete inhales, right? So keeping a lot of integrity and intention with your breath. Keeping the next time that you're on your inhale, stay long. Good. Press the floor away through the supporting hand and tuck the pelvis under slightly. So tucking the pelvis under means that the top of your pelvis and your low ribs come closer together. Breathing and bracing. So we're holding. Yeah. When the exhale comes, bring it all back to table. Wonderful. Second side, initiated by the inhale. Stretching back, think long. See if you can straighten the knee. As you straighten the elbow, right, everything is in a straight-ish line. The next time that you are extended out, hold, finding a little pelvic tilt to bring in more engagement of the core. Lift the thumb high, stretch the leg back, and breathe. When the exhale comes, bring it all back to your tabletop. We're going to bring the right leg out, 90 degrees to the side, tuck the back toes under. And we're going to sit back towards the heel, similar to how we were doing our inhale up, exhale back from table to child. The same little flow here. Yes, Polly is reminding me that if you feel like this is too much on your knee, just double up your mat, grab a pillow, placed under. Don't want to be distracted by kneecap pain. Good. The next time that you're up in your tabletop, on your inhalation, the right arm is going to reach high. Exhale to reach under the left arm, but keep the left arm straight. And again, inhale, open up. Exhale, reach through. 2 more times. Squeezing the shoulder blade in towards the spine. Last one. Left hand comes back under shoulder, changing the leg that is outside, toes tucked under. If possible, that just might not be something your foot does, and that's okay too. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, rock the hip back to the heel. The next time you are stacked over your hands, stay on the inhalation, left arm reaches high. Exhale to reach through. A few more times. Finishing up one more full in breath, full out breath, and then we'll meet. Hand comes under shoulder and leg comes in. And let's bring our hands out about plank. We're going to glide forward, shoulders are stacked over the wrist. If you need to make adjustments, please do. So you can imagine kind of like a modified plank. Toes are untucked. And we're going to take a big inhale here. As you exhale, hug the elbows in. I'm going to lower all the way down to the mat. Next, once we're down here, squeeze the inner thighs together, really squeeze the elbows in, and then we're going to peel the chest up off the floor by activating the muscles of the upper back. So you're not going to like make it very far out. So we're squeezing our legs, we're squeezing our bum, and we're squeezing the shoulder blades in and down in order to get that lift. It's called baby cobra. And then maybe cover the hands. Breathing. Good. Press through the hands. Slowly lift hips, knees, all the way back to a child's pose with very wide feet. So the knees are super wide, toes are together. Take your time, slide back. Good. Lift yourself back in the table. Knees come back under the hips. We're going to glide forwards. We're in our little modified plank. It's just like a plank, just with knees down. So we're not hanging in the hips, right? We are in a nice plank with a little tuck under of the pelvis. We have activity in the core. Inhaling here. As you exhale, hug the elbows in. Biceps raising the sides of your ribs as you come down. Wonderful. The inhalation brings you into your baby cobra. And the exhale brings you to that wide knee child's pose. Inhale to table, knees come in, toes under the hips. Yeah. Glide forward, we're in that modified plank, find the engagement in the core, right? We do this by not hanging the hips. Inhaling here at the top. As you exhale, hug the elbows in, slowly lower down. Good. Let's do that again. Come back up. So your hips should be like the last thing to touch or the thing that, so just watch me as I do this. So if you're coming down and your hips are touching first, you are not, we just don't have a straight back. So what I want to see is a tuck under. So as I come down, my chest is going to touch at about the same time. If you're rolling down like this, right, that's not what this is for. It's not wrong, but it's just not what we're doing. So coming into our modified plank position, tuck your pelvis under a lot if you need to. If you're like, I don't really get it, then just tuck more, you'll be okay. Inhaling here, as you exhale, hug your elbows in, and in one straight line, your full torso is gonna hopefully touch almost at the exact same time. Good, the inhale brings you into the baby cobra. And the exhale, this time is gonna bring you into downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, knees, and lift the hips. So it's a lot harder that way. I'm asking you, everyone, to have this integrity, right? This like control and integrity through the core and the upper body, which is really not easy, especially if you are a woman, then you do not have the same upper body strengths. Like
tricep push-up.
yes, it is a tricep push-up. That's very, very, it's like 95% exactly what that is. Yes. All right, so we're gonna lift the right leg high into the sky and keep it there for just a second. Think about level hips. The back toes are pointed down. Yeah, press your chest towards the left thigh slightly, getting more openness in the shoulders. Nice, look to the top of the mat in one big step or several small steps. You're gonna bring the foot forward to the outside of the feet. Drop the back knee down, top of the foot comes down. We're in a long, long, low lunge. Yes, so the back hip is very open. Great time to use blocks. If you feel like being down here, you're like, holy smokes, right? Just put blocks underneath your hands, fine. For some of you, you could even possibly come down to elbows. I don't know if anyone in this room, but if you're at home, you might be somebody that could come down. If you want to do that, you can do that. For the rest of us, we are here to breathe and endure, right? Breathing and enduring, right? Which is a lot of what we have to do during practices. I mean, it is, right? It's like, all right, we got this piece. It's gonna suck, you know? And Brett will say, embrace the suck, right? That's part of being an athlete. Part of it. Not gonna sugarcoat. All right, you're down on elbows, come up on the hands. Tuck the back toes under, lift the knee, send your body into downward facing. Good. Good, the inhalation lifts left leg high. Exhale to bring that foot to the outside of the pinky. Drop the back knee down, top of the foot comes down. This is called lizard pose. I guess because they walk like this, I don't know, I don't have time. You don't look like lizards to me. Nice, so this is a big opening for the hip here, right? So we let that knee kind of go out to the side if it feels inclined to do so. It might not. For some of you, it's gonna flop out, that's okay. And obviously, we're also big opening for the back hip. Option to come down to elbows. You can be on your fists too if you don't want to be on your wrists. And we practice breathing, breathing, breathing. Good. Plant the hands, tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, downward facing dog. Okay. Looking at the top of the mat, walk the feet forward, and then drape the upper body over the lower body. Clasping onto opposite elbows, bring a bend into the knee, a little bit of ragdoll in your first fold. Really loosen up the jaw. Releasing the elbows on your inhalation, halfway lift, finding a flat back. Exhale to fold over the legs. 2 more times. The inhale will bring you to flat back. The exhale will hold you forward. The last one. This time, we're going to rise to stand, but you're going to do it not with that flat back, but by deeply bending the knees and very slowly rising. 1 vertebrae at a time, the spine will extend. Very slow. And eventually the arms, the shoulders roll back, the chin will lift, and we arrive in Tadasana, mountain pose. Yeah. The inhalation brings arms up and over the head. Exhale, sitting down into chair. Yeah, starting to bring some heat into the legs. Playing around with a little bit of the pelvic positioning, especially if you feel tension gathering in the low back, an ever so slight tuck under of the pelvis will help with that, most likely. Yep, reach out towards the mirror. Inhale here. As you exhale, the right arm is going to reach back. Inhale to center. Exhale, legs. Continue the flow. Reaching up whatever side you're on. When the inhale comes, reach arms over the head, straighten the legs. Exhale, fold over the legs. Halfway lifting on an inhalation. Exhale to plank. Plank, you can do it without me. Yes, holding your plank position. Little pelvic tilt, really pressing the floor away. There's a doming happening, especially through the upper back. And we are breathing through this, breathing through this. Very nice. Dropping down to the knees slowly. So nothing else changes. We're not plop, oh, now I'm like this, right? No, 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 no. We're in this plank. We're going to slowly lower down. I'm still feeling my core. I'm pressing the floor away from me. Slight tuck in of the chin, so I've got a neutral neck. When your exhalation comes, slowly lower. Hug the elbows in as much as your elbows will hug in. Untuck toes, back bend on the inhale, baby full, half cobra, whatever. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, bring it to the top of the mat. Good. Plant the back foot at approximately 11 o'clock on the clock face. And we're going to rise up to warrior one position. Good. So in warrior one, the front knee is over the front ankle. The back leg is basically straight, and the hips are oriented mostly towards the front of the room, which is why the angle of the back foot is important. Because if it's too far out, externally rotated, that hip cannot be oriented towards the front. Doesn't need to be perfect, but we want to, yeah, exactly. And a little wider stance will help with that as well. If you feel like it's tough. Good. Bring the arms behind you, interlace your fingers back. Keep that bend in the knees so the low body is not moving here. Good. The inhale brings both arms over the head. Exhale, plank. Good. Holding that plank. Finding a lot of rigidity, but continuing to breathe. Very slowly lower to the knees. Slow, 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 slow. Keeping the pelvic tilt and tension through the body. Inhaling here. As you exhale, hug the elbows in, slowly lower down. Untuck toes, back bend on the inhalation. Down dog on the exhalation. Yes. The inhalation lifts the left leg high. Exhale to bring it to the top of the mat. Take your time. Back foot will be at 1 o'clock on the clock face. Front knee over front ankle. Rise up, warrior, 1 second side. Yeah, great, warrior one. Really good position. I'm talking to you, Nick. You're doing great. Okay, I'll stop focusing on you. Bring arms behind, interlace, and back bend. Feel that pressure through the feet, the squeezing of the legs. So you're actively squeezing. You're not relying on your legs to engage for you. They just won't. They don't want to do it. So you got to go in with your brain, and you got to give them that command. Good. The inhale brings arms up high, release. Exhale, plank position. Inhaling at the top of your plank. Exhale, lower to knees, hug elbows in, coming down. Untuck toes into your back bend, inhale. Downward dog on the exhale. Nice. Walking feet to hands, coming all the way to the top of the mat. Exhale over the legs, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees deeply and stand up on the inhalation. Exhale to Tadasana, arms down by your sides. So from our Tadasana, we are going to take a big step back with the left foot. So we're in a high lunge position. Yes, arms are down, starting just down by the sides. You can bring them to the hips. Making sure that we've got pretty good alignment, knee over ankle. The back leg is pretty straight. And we're gonna start to bend the back knee. Good. And then once it's bent, we're gonna tuck the pelvis under slightly. So we go from hyperextending, which is probably where most of us are, right? If you imagine the pelvis, water is pouring out the front. You don't want that. We want to bring the pelvis back into alignment, stacked directly underneath the ribs. Now trying to maintain that pelvic position, start to straighten the back leg a little bit. Not all the way, but just a little, so we get a little taller. Precise. Bringing the arms out in front of you, palms facing. Good. Inhale here, and as we exhale, we're going to bring the arms behind and tip over the front leg. Inhale, rise up, arms reach out. Exhale, bow over and really reach high. Good. A few more times. We're hinging over that hip, keeping the back flat. Very good. Palms are facing down at the bottom of this. Palms are facing down. Yeah, very nice. Good. Next time that we're down, we're going to hold. Next, so we're reaching out to the sides, more like a capital T. So think about a, yes, a little bit more like that. Exactly. I want you to feel the squeeze in the shoulder blades. Yes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Plant the right hand or the left hand. Left hand. Good. Lengthen out that back foot a little bit and then reach up. And then maybe bend the elbow behind. Yeah. Or if you're like, I don't want to do that, just keep reaching up. Very good. One more inhalation here as you exhale, high plank position. Good. Holding the plank, doming out the back. So you can notice here what I'm doing. I'm trying to bring that breakdown of the lowering to the mat, trying to string it together. But if you cannot string it together with integrity, you've got to keep it broken up. Does that make sense? So just because I'm going to do it one way doesn't mean you have to do it this way. So we're going to inhale at the top. As you exhale, knees drop, elbows hug in, lower all the way down. Untuck toes, inhale to your back bend. Exhaling to your downward facing dog. Inhale, feet come to the hands. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, bend your knees, rise to stand. Exhale, Tadasana, arms by your sides. Very nice. Right leg steps back. High lunge position. Hands on the hips. We're going to bend the back knee. Find the pelvic tilt. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Good. Now, keeping that pelvic tilt, we're going to start to straighten, not all the way straight, but just finding a little more height through the back leg. Arms reach out in front. Big inhalation as we exhale, tipping forward. Arms lift. Inhale high. Exhale low. Continue with the flow. On that tip over and the arms lifting, shoulder blades squeezing in. Have some awareness of engaging the thoracic spine there. Next, have your low, stay low. Good. Keep reaching high, squeezing the shoulder blades in. Don't think about your arms. Think about your shoulder blades, right? That's your scapula, your mid to low traps. Very nice. Plant the left or the right hand. You scooch that back leg back a little more, the back foot if you need a little more length. Reaching up to your twist. You might bend the back elbow and come into a little bind. Just an option. Good. Look down. Plant the hands high plank position. Big inhalation at the top of your plank. As you exhale, slowly lower down. Back bend on the inhale. Down dog on the exhale. Walk feet to hands on the inhalation. Fold over your legs as you exhale. Rise to stand on your inhale. Exhale to Tadasana, arms by your sides. Yeah, really nice. Good, good, good. All right, so we're gonna get into some balance stuff and some of our hip, all of our fun hip things. So we'll put out blocks. I'm gonna be facing this way. You're gonna be facing the front, just so the people here can see me better. So. All right, so if you have blocks, these are gonna be like out in front of there. Because if you think about it, when you need them, they need to be kind of out in front of you, not near you. So get them kind of out there. We have a few steps before we get there. Because we're gonna be coming into our half moon through warrior 2. Okay. So we got a whole space here. All right, so on your inhale, arms sweeps over the head. Exhale, folding forward. Push your butt back, fold over the legs. Halfway lift on an inhale. Listen, left leg steps back on the exhale. Good, hold here. We're gonna open up the back hip 90 degrees. The front leg stays as it is. The back hip opens. Exactly. With the left hand, you're gonna do a big rainbow swirl all the way to the top to get to your warrior 2. You're looking out over the front fingers. Yes, yeah, really nice. Okay, making sure that if you can, that the front foot is pointed to the front. It's really kind of important as we're gonna go into warrior 3, or into half moon. Good, start to lighten the load on the front leg, on the back leg, and we're going to take the hand to the blocks and lift the back leg. So that is our transition. Good, so you're either looking down or you're looking to the side, or if you're really brave, you're looking up at your hand, which really messes you up. That's true. Very nice. From here, we're coming back into warrior 2. So start to bend the front knee. Step back with as much grace as you can. Good, straighten through the front knee. Reach over the horizon. And then we come into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Now it's a great time if you want to use the block on the inside or outside. This is a nice time to use one or 2. Reach up towards the sky, not over your head. Yep, perfect. Think about opening your heart center towards the sky. Nice. On your next inhale, press through the back foot to rise up. Bend the front knee, warrior 2. Flip the front palm, reverse your warrior. So we're keeping the deep bend in the front knee. Yeah, so it's equal opposite energy, right? The low body is moving forward, the upper body is moving backwards. And if those things are happening with equal energy, you will be balanced. Here. All right, we've got a really big transition down to the mat, if you can believe it. So we have one more inhalation here. As you exhale, find your plank. Inhaling at the top of your plank. Exhale to lower down to the mat. Back bending on the inhalation. And we exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, feet to hands. Exhale, fold over the legs. Halfway lift on an inhale, listen. Exhale, right leg steps back. Open up the back foot 90 degrees. Take a look at the front foot, straight ahead, back foot, 90 degrees open. Big swirling motion to get us into warrior 2. Ankle, knee, and hip is in alignment the best we can. Nice, yeah, don't be, kind of look around a little, see what's going on. Nice, okay. Now we're gonna start to shift the weight forward, getting light on the back foot. Hand is gonna find the block or the floor or whatever you've got. And the back foot is pointed towards the wall. Okay, so the back hip is open. So we're stacking, you can think about stacking the top hip on top of the right hip. They are stacked vertically. And then find the breath. If you feel pretty comfortable with this, you can start to lighten your hand on whatever you're touching. See if you can find this position without any support. Good, start to bend the back knee, return to your warrior two position. Yeah, straighten through the front leg, reach out over the horizon, and then rotate the upper body, coming into Trikonasana. And if you've got a block nearby, something you want to use under the hand, squeeze your back leg all out. Yeah. Good, pressing through the back foot on an inhale, rise. Exhale, bend the front knee, warrior two. Inhale, flip the palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. This used to be one of my least favorite poses. I really hated it. Found it to be incredibly unpleasant. And now it's just neutral. So I tell that story just so we can evolve. One final inhale here. As you exhale, find high plank position. Inhaling at the top of your plank, exhale to lower down to the mat. Back bend on an inhale. Final downward facing dog on the exhale. One big cleansing breath, a deep inhale through the nose, and then open your mouth, let it go side out. Okay, I only heard Paula on that. Big inhale through the nose. Don't be self-conscious about breathing. Dropping down. I knew somebody was going to take it too far. Dropping down to the knees. Good. Now we're going to crisscross, coming onto our bums. Awesome. Good. We're going to send the legs out wide. So forward folding is a tricky thing for lots of reasons. So I'm going to give you several options here. Now, one thing you can do for a forward fold is to lift your bum a little bit off of the floor. It makes a really, really big difference. Another thing is to bring blocks under your knees. So keeping a nice bend in the knees makes a really big difference too. But before we come into this fold, we first find the perpendicular position of the spine. So the same way that when we fold from a standing, that we want to be folding at the hips, a forward fold when we're on the mat is the exact same principle. So instead of folding like this, right, we can imagine, right, I always say it's like you saw somebody deadlifting like this, you'd be like, oh my God, right? So we want to find that long neutral spine and then hinge at the hips as far as possible. When you reach your like end of range for the hip folding, then we flex, right? Then we flex. So it's that order, right? Hip hinge, then spinal flexion, instead of just right into the spinal flexion. Now, for some of us, just sitting tall like this is going to be really intense. Like just like having the ability to be like in this more staff position, like this might be like where you want to be and where you want to be building strength and stamina right here. So yeah, we'll be here for about another 60 seconds. Giving some time for the position and the sensation to evolve, but also a time for settling in, because our initial reaction is, you know, the brain is like, no, 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 no. For most of us, I shouldn't say all of us. Nice, using the helping hands maybe to just rise back up, nice and easy. Really good. Bring the legs out in front. We're going to take the left foot and bring it to the outside of the right knee. And then hug the knee and come into a twist. So the back of the fingertips are reaching behind. Thinking length, so instead of thinking of leaning back, even though that might have to happen, it's okay. But our intention, our goal is to be perpendicular with the ground. So the spine is very tall, the neck is tall, the face is soft, the jaw is relaxed. The exhalation is going to bring you through center in a brief counter twist without rearranging the legs quite yet. All right, bring us back to center, straighten out both legs. And yes. So first column, finding the tallest spine that we have, give the hug of the knee and the twist. Last inhalation, you'll use your exhale to come through center, brief counter twist. And back to center. Nice, let's lie down. Do a few more stretches. So we're gonna bring the ankle, right ankle over the top of the thigh. So we'll come in for our figure 4 stretch. So basically like an upside down pigeon. See if you can keep your spine long. So keep your tail down and your head down. Creating spaciousness on the inhalations, and as you exhale, see if you can ever so slightly increase your range, even if it's microscopic. Plant the left foot, I believe it is for everyone, yes? Okay, great. And then we're going to do some windshield wipering. So arms are going to come out by your sides higher though, like almost like a capital T, but not quite. And we're going to bring the right foot over to the left. So we're going to let the hips just swivel over. Yep. And then we're going to come back through center. And now the right knee is going to touch over to the right. And this is the little side to side movement. And if your legs might not do this, actually make contact, that's okay. Just getting in this rotation. The next time that the foot is on or near the ground, hold on that side. So the legs are over to the left, hold here. Notice that you're breathing into your low belly, soft and relaxed. Inhaling, and then on the exhale, coming through center, all the way over to the other side and hold here. Exhale will bring us back to center, unwind, and changing sides. Figure 4 to start. Subtle increase in range on your exhales. And planting the right foot, and the left foot is going to come all the way over to find the floor. And then we come back to center, all the way over to the other side. So just taking your time, going at your own pace. The next time that the foot is planted, you don't need to rush to get there, but just the next time you're there, take a pause. Inhaling, and the exhale is going to bring you all the way to the other side and pause. Inhale, and the exhale brings us to center. Big stretch out of the legs, arms come over the head. And then hug the knees in, bringing them wide outside of your ribcage, rock side to side. Clasping hands behind the hamstrings. We're going to do a little rocking chair to come up. Come back to the position we started in. Or maybe a little different. Finding the weight and the stability in the pelvis, length, and height, spine. Relax your face, relax your jaw. Bringing awareness to breath for a moment. Might compare how it was to first sit here at the beginning, how it is now. Together, heart center, dropping to the chest, moment of gratitude directed at yourself for coming to the mat, coming to your practice today, prioritizing this. Gratitude to those who practice with you, creating this supportive and safe environment for us to do this practice, to explore, and to gratitude to all of our teachers who have walked the path before us, the lineage of yoga teachers, but also all the teachers in our lives, all of the people who have brought us to this moment. Gratitude to Dragon Heart Vermont, the organization that has brought us all together. And with this heart full of gratitude and humility, lift the chin, open the eyes, Om Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Thank you so much for coming on my yogi adventure with me. That was fun. Sorry to paddling today, but I really wanted to get in some of those more fundamental yoga postures because they will ultimately come to benefit us in the boat.